Ow!
This past year has been a bumpy road for Sonic the Hedgehog. What should have been a fun announcement about yet another video game / comic book reboot became a total disaster. Thousands of fans gathered online to rip apart the new Sonic's too furry fur, too muscular legs, and way too human teeth. As everyone knows by now, he's undergone a huge makeover. Before, he looked like a grown man in a blue hedgehog costume, but after, he looked more like Sonic, with bigger eyes, less furry fur, and more cartoony teeth. So the character has kept his iconic looks. But what about his other defining characteristics? Namely, his speed.
I am living my best life on Earth.
The whole point of Sonic is that he's fast, but exactly how fast? There's a lot of debate about this, so today we'll be taking a look at exactly how fast movie Sonic is, and if he's faster than the Sonics of the past.
Haha! Nailed it!
Okay, let's start with his name. Why is Sonic named Sonic? The word sonic means denoting, relating to, or of the nature of sound or sound waves. Our favorite furry blue hedgehog relates to the nature of sound in that he runs faster than it. The whole point of the character is that he can run faster than the speed of sound. It's in his name. The speed of sound is 767 miles per hour at sea level. And presumably, Sonic can run faster than that at the very least. The new movie confirms this in its own strange way. Police officer Tom Wachowski is sitting in his car, twiddling his thumbs and waiting for a speeding car to give him something to do. He's bored of being a small-town cop, and he dreams of moving to San Francisco, where he can do real police work. He's shaken out of his daze when, all of a sudden, a streak of electric blue bolts down the road. He looks at his radar, and the blue ball clocks in at 760 miles an hour, which is pretty much the speed of sound. What's strange here is that a radar gun wouldn't even be able to register something at that speed. They can only usually measure speeds of up to 200 miles an hour.
Can do better than 180K, they can't catch you. They don't even try.
Something passing by at the speed of sound would slip by undetected, except for a brief flash of blue and the sonic boom it would create, which Sonic in the movie does not.
Sonic boom!
But here are other ways to measure Sonic's speed as well. The easiest way is to calculate how fast he goes in relation to the size of things in the world. Well, what does that mean? Well, first off, we can only show stuff from the trailers.
Well, I don't see the appeal.
That is very gross!
Unless you want to see some scenes from the movie filmed on an iPhone peeking out of a popcorn bag.
I'm just trying to get by.
Well, as I'm sitting here and you could enter the other way.
Could you just
please?
move your legs?
We'll be using some shots from the original hairy, teethy one, as well as the amended version. In the ill-fated first trailer, there's a great shot of Sonic running along the highway and causing a big electrical explosion. It's great because it gives us a very clear look at something that we can use to judge Sonic's speed. Those painted lines in the middle of the road. First, an aside, the people who paint those things are true artists. Take a look at them doing their thing here. Anyway, once Leonardo pours the perfect line, it ends up being 10 feet long. If you think that sounds really long, you're not alone. People all over the internet have been registering their disbelief with the length of these road lines, with sensational headlines like, "Lines on the road are longer than you think." There have even been experiments charting this misconception across different university campuses. But what's important is that on the roads across the US, these lines are 10 feet long. The distance between the lines is 30 feet. So if you look at Sonic booking it down the highway here, you can see that he travels across 2 gaps and 1 line in a single frame. That's 70 feet in a single frame. In 1 second, there are 24 frames. So if you multiply that 70 feet by 24, then you've got yourself 1,680 feet per second. That already sounds fast, but let's convert it into miles an hour. It's 1,145. And for all you non-Americans out there, that's 1,842.6999 kilometers per hour. So definitely faster than the speed of sound. But how can we, the low-fee, flat-footed humans, even conceptualize speed like that?
I can't stop, I can't stop, I can't stop, I can't stop, I can't stop.
Think about the last time you saw an airplane flying overhead, and then double that. Or, you know, the Earth spins. Well, at the equator, the speed of the Earth's rotation is about 1,000 miles per hour, or in other words, a little bit slower than Sonic in this scene. The fastest airplane ever, the North American X-15, has reached a top speed that's about 4 times faster than Sonic running down the road. It reached that speed in the year 1967, by the way. That was the first to break the sound barrier way back in 1947. So, in this moment, Sonic runs faster than the Earth spins, but slower than the fastest plane in the world, and much slower than a meteor, for example, which can travel at speeds up to 100,000 miles per hour, unfortunately for anything in its path. But let's take a look at the games. When the original Sonic the Hedgehog came out, back in 1991 on the SEGA Genesis, the iconic blue hedgehog wasn't actually that fast. His speed on the game, measured against his virtual character's height of 1.1 meters, was only 10 meters per second, or 22 miles an hour. That is well under the highway speed limit. It's also half the speed of Mario in the first Mario game. In other games, Sonic can get different power-ups that claim to make him travel at the speed of light.
S-teammate, the S must stand for slow motion.
Some even have speedometers that will record his speed as he runs. But if he was actually going at that speed in the game, there's no way you'd be able to keep him under control, let alone be able to see anything at all. For some context, the speed of light is 186,282 miles per second.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Good, so it's not just me.
However, in a cutscene from the game Sonic Colors, Sonic runs away from a black hole, even though he eventually gets sucked in. He's going at it for quite some time before he gets got, which means that he's at least somewhere near the speed of light. The comics and cartoons have also weighed in on the question of Sonic's speed. A response to a fan letter in an issue of Sonic the Hedgehog comic stated that Sonic's top speed is Mach 15, not to be confused with the Gillette Mach 3.
Mach 3 from Gillette, the first triple-blade shaving system.
Mach measurements are used to define something's speed in relation to the speed of sound. The equation itself is very simple. You just take the object's speed and divide it by the speed of sound. So, if we just turn that backwards and multiply the speed of sound, 767 miles an hour, by 15, we've got 11,505 miles per hour. That's pretty fast, but still nowhere close to the speed of light. Which, expressed in a Mach number, would be 874,000. It has also been suggested elsewhere that Sonic runs so fast that he stops time. In one of the scenes, he's moving so fast, it seems like the things around him, bullets and drones, aren't moving at all. That already implies that he's moving light speed-ish.
Sonic, I know you got the super speed and everything, but Maddie and I?
Totally defenseless, probably gonna get blown up.
But in another scene, the one that kicks off the action of the movie, Sonic goes definitively light speed and shuts down all of the lights in North America. You can see this in the trailer, in the scene where he's playing baseball with himself. After lobbing himself an easy pitch and cracking a home run onto the stands, he starts looping around the whole diamond very fast. So fast that all you can see is blue bolts of electricity. Eventually, his speed reaches a point where it creates an EMP blast that shuts off all the power in North America, and Jim Carrey's Dr. Eggman detects an anomaly. So, what does this mean for Sonic's actual speed? Well, to make an electromagnetic pulse that big, Sonic has to be going very fast. For a charged particle, aka Sonic, who ripples with electricity, to create such a big blast, how fast would he need to go? Well, to explain that, we should probably explain what an EMP is. In short, it's a big blast of electromagnetic radiation. But then, what is electromagnetic radiation? Put simply, it's what makes our society work. Things like Wi-Fi, phones, and the sun, and most importantly, microwaves, all use it in different ways. But, like anything, electromagnetic radiation is only good in moderation. If you send out a big pulse of it all at once, an EMP, it can mess up anything in its way that runs on electricity. One way of creating an EMP is to move something that's charged with electricity really fast. How fast? Somewhere close to the speed of light. Well, there you have it. The movie Sonic is definitely the fastest Sonic. So even if the movie is flawed in a lot of ways, like Sonic deciding to drive to San Francisco in a pickup truck rather than running there in a split second,
Road trip? Whoop whoop!
What am I doing?
or the fact that the dialogue seems more like a random mishmash of fan service references and current pop culture jokes than people talking, Sonic is still fast. Isn't that all that matters? What did you think of the new Sonic? Was the CGI redesign enough to make a quality movie centered on a lightning-quick alien hedgehog? Or was Jim Carrey the only glimmer of fun in a joyless, box-ticking cash grab? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe to CBR for more.